Oh, Emmerdale fans, get the popcorn ready and settle in, because the drama dial is about to be ripped clean off. We've all had those awful, terrible, no-good days at work, right? The kind where your boss is breathing down your neck, the clock seems to be moving backward, and you're just counting the seconds until you can clock out and escape. Now imagine that, but multiply it by 1,000. Welcome to Kerry Wyatt's world. In what might be the most claustrophobic and explosive storyline of the season, Emmerdale is about to trap two of its most fiery characters in a room together, and it's the last place on earth either of them wants to be. We're talking, of course, about Kerry and her boss, Jai Sharma. Their relationship has never been sunshine and roses. Let's be honest, frosty is putting it mildly. But next week, their simmering feud boils over into an all-out war, culminating in a nightmare scenario that will force them to confront each other whether they like it or not. Get ready for the ultimate workplace showdown. The spark that lights the fuse. So, how do we get to this point? It all starts with Kerry, who is, frankly, going through it. The trauma of the limo crash is still hanging heavy in the air, and next week Maddie and Jacob gather to do something truly heartbreaking. Read the official coroner's report. Can you even imagine? This isn't just office gossip or village drama. This is the cold, hard, official word on a tragedy. It's heavy, emotionally draining stuff. To brace themselves, Kerry asks Billy to cover her shift at the depot so she can be with her friends. As they sit down with the report, the mood is understandably bleak. Trying to find any way to cope with the grim reality in front of them, Kerry decides they need to lighten the mood, and she grabs a bottle of booze. It's not a party, it's a trauma response. It's three people trying to find a moment of relief in a sea of grief. And who should walk in at that exact moment? Jai Sharma. Jai doesn't see three grieving friends. He doesn't see the coroner's report. He sees an employee who was late that morning, is now skiving, and is messing about with alcohol. In a move that shows zero empathy and a staggering lack of perspective, he fires Kerry. Right there, on the spot. The humiliation in the Pyrrhic victory. For Kerry, being fired is almost a bitter footnote to the emotional wringer she's already in. But this is where the power dynamics of the village kick in. Word gets back to the real big boss, Caleb Milligan. Caleb, who has a much better understanding of what's actually going on, is furious. He marches straight to Jai and in no uncertain terms demands he rehire Kerry immediately. You can just picture Jai's face, can't you? Humiliated, furious, and forced to back down. With his tail tucked firmly between his legs, he has to go to Kerry and formally apologize. Of course, Kerry is going to savor this, wouldn't you? She heads to the Woolly, rightfully reveling in her victory. But Jai, watching from the sidelines, isn't finished. He's a man whose ego has been badly bruised, and he's not about to let her really win. He mutters that her triumph is a Pyrrhic victory. Kerry is confused at first, but she's about to find out exactly what he means. A Pyrrhic victory is one that costs so much, you might as well have lost, and Jai is about to make Kerry pay. He declares that if she's going to work for him, he is going to make her life a living hell. The pressure cooker explodes. This is where it gets really intense. Jai is true to his word. He becomes the boss from hell, a petty tyrant making it his personal mission to make every second of Kerry's workday unbearable. He's on a power trip, projecting his own humiliation onto her, and Kerry is walking on eggshells in a workplace that now feels more like a prison. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Kerry, still fragile and grieving, is being pushed to her absolute limit. Finally, she can't take one more second. She snaps. She storms into Jai's office, throws in the towel, and tells him exactly where he can stick his job. She's done. She's quitting. She's leaving. In her righteous fury, she turns to make a dramatic exit, yanks the door, and the handle comes clean off in her hand. Just pure, agonizing, brilliant soap irony. She's trapped. Not just in the job, not just in the village, but in a small office, face to face with the one man she truly despises. And he's trapped in there with her. No way out. This is it. This is the moment. Kerry's worst nightmare, and honestly, Jai's too. Our Emmerdale insider puts it perfectly. All Kerry wanted to do was get away from Jai. Now she's stuck with him for goodness knows how long. Think about that. The suffocating silence, the seething resentment. There is nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. They have to deal with each other. This is the ultimate pressure cooker. Will the dam of emotion finally break for Kerry? She has so much ammunition. This isn't just about him being a bad boss. It's about him firing her while she was grieving. It's about his cruelty, his ego, his total lack of humanity. Will she finally unload all that pain and anger right in his face? And what about Jai? He's a cornered animal. He's not a man who takes criticism well, let alone being trapped by an employee he was actively trying to destroy. Will he double down? Blame her for the door? Or, and this is a big or, will being forced to listen actually lead to a breakthrough? Of course, Kerry and Jai could use the time to sort things out between them, our source teases. But that's a big ask. A big ask? That's the understatement of the year. We're not just talking about a simple apology. We're talking about two fundamentally opposed people, one fueled by grief and the other by pride, being forced to confront the absolute worst in each other. Will their explosive row reach a boiling point that changes everything? Can they somehow call a truce, or will this lock-in only cement their hatred for each other? This is more than just a fight, it's a watershed moment. One room, two enemies, no escape. Whatever happens behind that locked door, one thing is for sure. This is Emmerdale at its dramatic, messy, and emotional best. Do not miss this.